Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Hildibrand adventures. Previously, Hildibrand journeyed to Idleshire where, well, it turns out he really liked the community and had big plans on settling down and raising Gigi. But unfortunately, Gigi was kidnapped by the Gentle Sirs, a trio of extremely elderly former adventurers who were after poor Gigi's restoration magics, which could revert things to a previous time. They wanted his power to grow younger. Hildibrand launched a daring rescue attempt on Gigi, but it turns out that Gigi's memories had returned. He remembered his grandfather, Quen, I believe it was. And Gigi, realizing that he was actually Vivi all along, went with the Gentle Sirs to continue searching for his past and the truth. And it seems Seer here has our next lead on what to do, so let's go, shall we? The proud and the pointy-eyed. Seer is a man at the end of his tether. We need to speak, Zephyria. I've been scouring the archives for any information regarding temporal magic since we spoke, and the results have been rather troubling to say the least. As you may or may not be aware, ancient Alleg is portrayed in the Enchiridion as a cautionary tale, a great empire brought low by its vanity and hubris. Just consider Alleg as an extremely technologically advanced lost civilization. That's all you need to know, I hope. However, there are certain apocryphal texts in which the Allegans are cast in a more sympathetic light, if not outright exalted. It was in these texts that I found references to temporal magics once wielded by Allegan mages. Said magics could be used to halt or even reverse the temporal state of a given subject. If these accounts are to be believed, and if Gigi's abilities and these magics are one and the same, then it may well be possible for him to turn back the hands of time for the Grand Sirs, much as he restored the Duke's priceless vase. That being said, there is no telling how this will work with regards to a living being. Consider, if you will, that the vase was filled with water when shattered. Even if the vessel were restored, what would become of its former contents? Would it be filled with water as before? The very same, every drop returned, or would it be different water? Or would the water, once spilt, be forever lost? I speak of the soul, my friend, for even if one could use these magics to restore the dead to life, would they be as they were before, with all the same thoughts and memories and feelings? The Grand Sirs are convinced that they can regain their lost youth, and mayhap they can, but the dead who have entered into Haloni's halls cannot return. They cannot. Yet Gigi is nevertheless resolved to try and resurrect Archmagus Quan. Speaking of which, according to some Charlayan texts in the archives, Archmagus Quan was an accomplished scholar known for his study of ancient Allegan magics. Further evidence that Gigi's abilities are likely derived from ancient traditions, I suppose. But more importantly, I learned the location of the Archmagus' former residence. Mayhap we could find something of interest there, something which could help us to persuade Gigi to change his course. I had a mind to summon Inspector Hildibrand and make the journey there together. Would you be willing to join us? Yeah. Excellent. Then let us be about our business. I saw you? Heretic? Who? Huh? Oh. One of Seer's peers? I beg your pardon? You accusing me of being a heretic? Yes, you, Inquisitor Seer. I saw you sneak into the archives and seek out the forbidden tomes. Saw the mad light in your eyes as you partook of their forbidden knowledge. Oh, for the love of... I did all of that for my investigation. Aha! You admit your crimes. That you did secretly, without permission, in blatant contravention of our rules, read forbidden tomes. Then by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine, you You stupid, ignorant. Are you all so desperate to keep your goddamn jobs that you'll go around accusing all the world and his wife of heresy? Is that what you've been reduced to? I'm sick and tired of looking for heretics in every bloody shadow, of trying to guess the secret sins of everyone I meet. It's stupid and pointless, and we're better than that, damn it! We're better than that! Wow. Wow! This is intense. If you will not surrender yourself, then I have no choice but to inform my superiors. Well, that all came tumbling out, didn't it? I suppose there's no point in trying to convince myself that I have no personal investment in this matter, or that I still have a professional one. Somewhere along the way, I stopped looking for the guilty and started looking for the truth, perhaps, and a way to help those in need. But there's no place for people like that in the Inquisition, is there? And it's only a matter of time before that stuttering fool comes back with an armed guard. Let us depart for Idleshire at once. We need to find the inspector. Now that's some character development. Holy crap. Oh hey, it's Julian and Nashu. Gods damn it, Hildy, I raised you to be better sense than this. I have better sense than this. Are you looking for the inspector? He went off on his lonesome. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Huh. It would seem we arrived too late. Inspector Hildibrand has already gone off on his own to confront the Grand Sirs. They came back briefly to trade jingly shine for supplies and whatnot, you see, and the Gobby's ear caught them trading tonflaps about killing dragons in the Forelands. When the inspector learned about it later, he said he had to get them right away and back take Gigi. He said he had a duty, not as an inspector, but as a father. I think Nashu's been spending too much time with the goblins. Bugger that. He's got no obligations to a bloody mammoth, especially one that chose to leave of its own free will, as I recall. I swear, I turn my back on the boy for one bleeding second and he loses his goddamn mind. I'm afraid he might try to do something reckless. Don't you think we should try to find him and offer hand-lending? I am rather more concerned about what will happen if the Grand Sirs attack. Or worse, kill any of, Alas, it's so right, okay. Yeah, I guess this little patch content for Hildibrand would have been released late into Heavensward, wouldn't it? Okay, time for some late story spoilers for the Heavensward expansion. It's necessary for me to explain this, I guess. So, if you care about Heavensward spoilers at all, you should probably back out of this video right now. If you're in Stormblood or later, you're fine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. So, yes, the premise of Heavensward, going into it, is that the elves of Ishgard are at war with dragons. Well, turns out not all of the dragons are bad. See, the army of dragons that is assaulting them is the brood of Nidhogg, one of the many spawn of a bigger, greater dragon. Nidhogg has plenty of siblings. One of them is Hraesvelgr. Hraesvelgr is a bit of a pacifist. Well, not really a pacifist. It's more like he's purposefully excluding himself from the conflict, he and his brood entirely. Even though he's Nidhogg's brother, he refuses to join in the bloodshed because Hraesvelgr once really loved a mortal. So, during the course of Heavensward's story, we kind of very carefully engage in parley with Hraesvelgr and win him over, in fact, and get him on our side and help defeat his brother Nidhogg. Now, The dragons of Hraesvelgur's brood are now allies to Ishgard at the time of this questline going on here. So these Grand Sirs possibly going out to attack Hraesvelgur's brood would be very, very bad. So, right. Let's pick things back up. I am rather more concerned about what will happen if the Grand Sirs attack, or worse, kill any of Hraesvelgur's brood. But first things first, I suppose. Zephyria, would you be so kind as to assist Mistress Nashu and Julian in their search for the Inspector? I will pay a visit to Archmagus Quan's abandoned abode in the meantime. Oh, and before you think to refuse, know that you need not fear for my safety. Let us just say that our singular experiences together have inured me to the harsh realities of, well, reality. Huh. Could it be the scrawny little shites finally found his spine? Let's start by heading to Tailfeather. I reckon the Inspector probably went there first to ask after the Grand Sirs. So if we do the same, we're sure to catch up to him eventually. Sounds good to me. Let's head out. Hildy practically grew up in this saddle. Gave him his firm thighs and buttocks, it did. Right, okay. I leave it to a mother to overshare about her children. Right then, I say we split up and make inquiries separately. If you learned anything about the Inspector or the Grand Sirs or Gigi, come and tell me. Very well. If I remember right, Tailfeather is a settlement in the Dravinian Forelands or Hinterlands. Was it Forelands or Hinterlands? Somewhere in Dragon territory. I don't think they're quite associated with Ishgard, but they're a rugged bunch. Hello, Julian. Have you seen my dear baby boy? He's about yay high and prone to bouts of zombification. I guess he is. The Ishgardians with the mammoth. They were here, proclaiming to all and sundry that they were going to slay the greatest dragon of them all. The gods only know if the naive fools were serious. That's really bad. What the hell? Really? Are they actually going for Hraesvelgur? I completely forgot about this. What the hell? Huh. 3 dragon slayers and a mammoth, eh? I'd call you a mummer if I hadn't seen them come through earlier, boasting about how they were off to kill the biggest one yet. Uh-oh. Huh, I'm sure Nashu's around here somewhere, though I may have missed her. Oh, those daft sods. They were for Annex Trine. Not quite sure what their intentions were, but they were awfully confident, that much I recall. Uh-oh. There's Nashu. She was well hidden. Oh, I see. So the Grand Sirs were headed for Annex Trine. Yeah, I think Annex Trine is the name of one of the roosts populated by Hraesvelgur's brood. And my dear boy wasn't far behind them either. What are we waiting for? Let's go! Let's go! Yes, with haste now, I think. Orland? What? Okay. Oh, I found one of the Grand Sirs. Huh. Did Hildy do this? Usually he ends up on the receiving end. The poor, unfortunate soul who bears a striking resemblance to Orland is quite firmly embedded in the earth. Would you look at that? The inspector sure gave him a what for? That may be, but where'd the other two get to? Not to mention the mammoth. Why don't we pull him out and ask? Though, having said that, it looks easier said than done. Oh, how silly of me. I'm sure you've got more than enough strength to yank him free, right, Zephyria? You're saying that because I'm a Rugadin, aren't you? Get a good firm grip and heave. Oh. Well, I'll be. He's wearing the same sort of magic mask, what makes him look like just like the inspector. Just like the man of 1,000 faces back in Ul'dah. No, that's Hildibrand all right. There's no fool in a mother's eyes. I know who would say that. I say, what trouble has my beloved son gotten himself into this time? Yes! Why, hello there, Lord Godbert and Inspector Seer. How'd you two end up traveling together? Blind fortune, you might say. I was too far from Tailfeather when night began to fall, but fortunately Lord Godbert chanced to find me wandering in the wilderness. Lord Edmund told me all about this recent trouble with the Grand Sirs, as well as Hildy's investigation, and a father cannot help but take an interest in his son's affairs, can he? As for me, I was eager to share with you my latest findings, namely Archmagus Quan's research notes. I haven't slept like that since I was buried in the Lich Yard. Well, well, I must confess no small measure of embarrassment to be found in such a state, having been so unceremoniously disposed of by the Grand Sirs. But ignominy notwithstanding, I am most grateful for your succor, and pleasantly surprised to be reunited with you all. This wouldn't have happened had you waited for us instead of... Wait, why the hells are you still wearing that rubbish? An impenetrable disguise is essential when consorting with the criminal elements. Alas, 'twould seem the Grand Sirs have grown more perceptive in their newfound youth. Wait, do you mean they've already regained their youth? What about Gigi? Did you see him? Was he behaving strangely? Now that you mention it, his warm, soulful eyes were rather more pointy than I remember. By the Fury, not pointy! According to Archmagus Quan's notes, that's a sign Gigi's used too much magic. If he carries on like this, his ether will be expended, and he'll end up not more than an empty husk. This is terrible news. We must catch up to the Grand Sirs at once. Do you know where they were headed? All I heard was that they were keen to slay dragons. They were bound for the Churning Mists, a place called Zenith, to kill a great worm named Nidhogg. Well, frankly, I beat you to the punch. Really? That all happened? Huh. Ahem, I meant the other one, Race Velgar. Race Velgar? Furry, take me. What could they possibly hope to achieve? I love that my character explained the entire plot of a whole expansion to Hildibrand in like 5 seconds, and then he was like, "That happened? Huh. That's pretty good." Yeah, this plot hits different if you've played through this yourself. Wow. Well, I can say with certainty that the Stormblood Hildibrand questline does not have any big story relevance, I'll tell you that. Huh. After finally achieving peace after 1,000 years of war, they want to kill Hraesvelgr. That doesn't make any sense. At least we found the inspector, right? Yeah, I hope you took me seriously when I issued my warning about Heavensward spoilers. Holy shit, okay. He looks well enough, but I wonder... Watching Hildy learn and grow as a father reminds me of my own trials and tribulations. If I could turn back time, Hildibrand wishes to entreat your aid in a matter of grave import. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby ask you all to aid me in rescuing my son and putting a stop to the Grand Sir's machinations. You know, there's really no need for all that. We came because we wanted to help. I, Nashu, faithful assistant, maker of explosives extraordinaire, do hereby present to you this fresh change of clothing. Capital! I knew I could count on you, Nashu. I shall change en route. Come, my friends, to Zenith and to Gigi. I guess the whole gang's going. I'll go as well. Ah, the churning mists, a land above the clouds, floating islands as far as I can see. It is pretty, wouldn't you say? Yeah, that big structure would be Zenith. That is where Hraesvelgr lives, so this is getting quite serious. Huh. Well, the gang should be right through here, I think. There they are. I say, what brilliant craftsmanship. How did they manage? Spending too much time at this high altitude can't be good for my skin. Huh. To think that I stand in the heart of Dravanian territory. Me. How long ago was I scouring the streets for heretics? His disguises may be amazing, but nothing beats the classic Inspector look. You know what? He does rock it pretty well. Make ready, my friends. The final battle with the Grand Sirs is at hand. 'Twould seem my wounds were more serious than I thought. I fear I am in no condition to confront our foes. There is but one thing that could restore me to my former indomitable self. Don't you worry, I got some salamander oil right here. Shall Mummy give her baby boy a massage? Oh, my dearest Mummy, Mother dearest, I would not impose upon you, not when my No. Not when my ever-loyal associate, Zephyria, stands ready to minister to my muscles. No! Oh, let's get it over with. Don't tell me you're embarrassed. Let Mummy take care of little Hildy's hurts. My dear wife, I know you mean well, but let Zephyria handle it. I can personally testify to the healing talents of her strong yet tender fingers. If that's the way of it, I'm counting on you, Zephyria. Okay, I'll take care of it. Let us brook no further delay. Come, my friend, coat my body in oil, as you have done many a time before. Alright. Salamander oil massages are something of a Manderville tradition, one I hope to pass on to little Gigi someday. Oh, the memories. You may as well get on with it. I wish Inspector Hildibrand would let me oil him up. I guess it is an honor. Let's see. It rubs the oil on his skin. It does this whenever it is told. Or it gets the hose again. Why do you hesitate? Have we not done this time and time again? Oil me up, woman. Oh, how it soothes my aches and pains. Quickly now, knead it into my flesh. Knead as you have never kneaded before. Just close your eyes. Such furious kneading. I applaud your enthusiasm, but mayhap I urged you to excessive force. Nay, you are in the right. Already the gentle warmth begins to spread throughout my body. The fires of righteousness burn anew in my breast. Hold, my son. Though your passion is renewed, you may yet be spurred to greater feats of Manderville strength. Derived from the purest essence of salamanders, the ancient legacy of House Manderville, Salamanderville. To you, my beloved son. Now become a proud father, I bequeath this most sacred of oils. Salamanderville! Could it be that the legends were true? Your muscles shall shine with the brilliance of 1,000 suns. No mortal man will have the power to do you harm. Verily it is so, for by its grace did I once weather the slings and arrows of a bandit horde, and bring my hammer of justice to bear upon their wicked heads. The time has come, Zephyria. Take this oil, and help Hildy become the Manderville man he was meant to be. Okay, anything new to say, fellas? Nope, don't think so. What does it say? The best of the best for a Manderville man, to rise to the top as the cream only can. So for the lack of a logical plan, massage the Manderville man. Okay, I will. I am ready for my final oiling, Zephyria. The Salamanderville! How it flows into every nook and cranny! Quickly now, lay your hands upon me, massage me with all your might. Oh, yes! Yes, that's the spirit! I can feel it building and rising! Rising! I need a therapist after this. Such passion, such fervor. I am the inferno unbound, the tempest unleashed, but I have not yet begun to pose. Rawr! I am a Manderville man! Ha! That Salamanderville is, my word, I have never felt so alive. Such vibrant colors, such intense sounds, such fragrant smells. Mother, Father, Zephyria, 'twas your oils and your strong yet tender fingers which opened my eyes to the glory of creation. I am a gentleman inspector reborn. Onward, to zenith. No matter the laws of nature that they pervert or the limits they break, the Grand Sirs can do naught to stop me. This better be worth it. Grand Sirs, I have come for my son. Oh, must we do this now? We have a dragon to slay. There is no need for any of this. The war is over. But not for long. The worm's death will give rise to a new era of fire and blood, and we, having consumed his eyes, will use our new powers to win untold glory on the battlefield. Our legends will echo in eternity. Yeah, I guess I should say that dragon power is stored in the eyeballs. You would doom countless innocents for glory? No, I won't allow it. Over my dead body. Far be it from us to deny you then. This is the end for you. The ultimate end. By the might of Pig's-Knee! Yeah! Oh my god, look at this freaking Final Fantasy ass summon ass. Oh my god. Hildy, are you okay? Have faith, my love. He is our son. Gigi, my beautiful boy, pray do not look on me with such pointy eyes. Let Papa Hildy take you home to our gazebo. Stop calling me that. My name is Vivi. Vivi. I remember everything. My powers, my purpose, my grandpapa Quan. I made them young again, but it's not enough. I need more. More. I need the worm's eyes, and then I can finally bring him back. I'm sorry, Gigi, but no, you cannot. Grandpapa Quan is gone. He's right, Gigi. Mayhap you could restore his corporeal form and breathe life into it, but his soul, what made him your grandpapa, is forever beyond your reach. That's not true. I can restore anything to its ideal form, to the way it should be. Even Grandpapa Quan. Even you, Papa Hildy. Please, Gigi, you have to stop. If you keep using your power, you'll die. Nothing happened. I don't understand. Your clothes are still dirty and tattered. As they should be, Gigi, for my every waking moment is as the gods intended. Every day I live life to the fullest. Every day I enjoy grand adventures. I found your grandpapa's research notes. What he gave you wasn't the power to make things the way they were. He gave you the power to change the world, to make things the way you yourself believe they should be. That's why your magics have no effect on the inspector. Because you know in your heart that this battered and bruised form of his is, in its own way, right. My thoughts exactly, Inquisitor Seer, and it is for this selfsame reason that you were unable to make Grandmaster Quan younger. In your heart you knew there was naught that needed to be changed. Your beloved grandpapa was exactly as he should be. Your every day was to be treasured and worthy of celebration. Then what about the Grand Sirs? Why was I able to make them young again? All you truly knew of them were the stories they told. Wondrous tales of daring do by heroes in the prime of their lives. It's no wonder you're able to envision them as such. That's all they ever talked about, when they were young and free and full of fire. At first, Archmagus Quan didn't understand the true nature of your abilities. He struggled to deduce why you could not make him younger as you originally intended. Eventually, he realized that your fond memories of him were preventing you from conceiving of him as anything but an elderly creator, and that the only way to achieve his goal would be to take them from you. But you were all he had left in the world. No longer a mere mammoth, but a friend. Family. His only family. His grandson. He couldn't bear to lose you, so he renounced his quest for immortality. But I still lost my memories in the end. He was afraid of leaving you all alone in the world, afraid that others would attempt to take advantage of you and your magics. So before he died, he decided to take your memories from you after all, to protect you. But despite his best efforts, something remained. Something stronger and more powerful and more resilient than anything Archmagus Quan ever dared dream. You were never broken, Gigi. You were never abandoned. All he wanted was to set you free. Free? Free to do what? Whatever you like, Gigi. Don't you see? That was his final gift to you. A new life. And a new story all of your own. This has all been very, very touching, but we're not getting any younger. Well, you aren't at any rate. We have suffered your meddling long enough. I had intended to use this trap to kill the worm, but since you are so perfectly positioned... I am Phoebe, grandson of Archmagus Quan, and Gigi, son of Hildibrand Hilidor Maximilian Manderville. And this is my story!
It's like it never happened. With the last of his strength, he turned back the hands of time. Not just for the pillars, but for us all. He made us all as we once were, as we were meant to be.
After all that gallivanting about, I get bugger all? What about my misspent youth? I was not meant to be this bloody old.
Ha ha ha! Such a fine day. Never have I squatted with such perfect form. I may well have reached my physical peak.
Huh, what rot. Act your age, you daft sod. You look foolish.
You should be grateful. Gigi saw what you had become and gave you a second chance.
That was our second chance to relive our glory days.
It was all rather silly, though, wasn't it? Maybe Quan had the right of it. Maybe it's not so bad growing old. I was a coward when I was young, but now that I'm old, I'm not afraid to say things like, I love you, Doris.
You're a blind, bloody fool, Gonspart.
Aww, that's cute.
I say, am I dead again? Quite alive, Inspector, along with everyone else, thanks to Gigi. The Grand Sirs are also in our custody.
Ha ha ha! That's my boy! Where is little Tyke anyway?
Gigi embarked on a grand new adventure. He's no longer with us.
I see. If that's what he wanted, then I could not be happier for him. I am sure Archmagus Quan would feel the same way.
What do we do now, Inspector?
Is it not obvious, Nashu? The wide, wide world beckons to us with a promise of mystery and wonder. We shall resume our never-ending quest for cases perplexing and profound, and perhaps one day we shall meet young Gigi again.
I hate to admit it, but this whole mess got me thinking that maybe it wouldn't be so bad if I really did have a grandson. You did right by Gigi, Hildy. Your father and I can see that. We're proud of the man you've become.
And I am proud of you too, Mother, for finally coming to terms with the ephemeral nature of physical beauty and allowing yourself to age gracefully.
Gracefully, was it?
I fear we may have had a failure to communicate!
There he goes again! Wait for me, Inspector! Wait!
Hark! What is that curious light I spy in the far eastern skies? And this oh-so-familiar scent which fills my nostrils? Do I smell a case? Worry not for me, my friends, forever the wronged want for succor. I, Hildibrand, shall be there, till we meet again. I say, you do know that so long as the core remains intact, little Gigi is not actually dead.
That's right. So dry your tears, boy. There's no need for all this moping about.
He has fallen into a dormant state because he used up all his ether. His core will gradually recharge as it draws upon the ambient ether, and in time he will awaken from his torpor. I shall tend to the child for now. As for these three, I should be glad to take them back to Ishgard in your stead.
A most generous offer, my lord, but hardly necessary. After all, 'tis my duty to bring them to Jeste. Oh, yes, it was my duty. After everything I said to that young inquisitor, I can't go back to Ishgard. They'll toss me in a jail and throw away the key if they don't kill me outright. So go to Idleshire and live in Hildy's gazebo. Someone ought to look after it while he's away, no? That doesn't sound all that bad, actually. Full glad am I to accept your offer. I suppose there's nothing for it but to wait until he comes back down.
'Twas a most graceful strike, my love. You haven't lost your touch.
Yeah! Not quite done. Looks like we have just a bit more to go. I gotta say, I really love that cheeky Final Fantasy X reference. When Gigi said, "This is my story." It's good. I suppose there's nothing for it but to leave the Grand Sirs to Lord Godbert, and for me to see to Inspector Hildibrand's gazebo. I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. If you find yourself in Idleshire, come and see me. There are a few arrangements that I need to make, but I can't imagine that it will take that long for me to settle in. Thank you, my friend. Until we meet again. You heard the man. Let's go there right away. Hello, Sir. Looking back on the course I've run, it's hard not to think of the man I was and feel ashamed. Before I took on this case, I had only left the capital a handful of times. The rubbish I believed. The facts I considered unassailable. Fury take me, what a fool I was. If I hadn't met you and the inspector and Gigi, I would have never realized how much I had come to hate my job. Or would I have discovered how much more satisfying it is to seek out the truth. The whole truth. One might say that getting labeled a heretic and having to flee Ishgard is the best thing that could have happened to me. After all, now I am free to start a new life here in Idleshire as a consulting inspector. Sounds good, my man. But enough of that. There's something I would like you to meet. Lord Godbert made some modifications, as you can see. His smaller size should allow him to absorb ether more effectively over time. We thought that if he were to travel with you and share in your grand adventures, that maybe would hasten his reawakening. Thank you, my friend. I do hope our paths cross again someday. May the Fury bless you and keep you. Quest complete. Looking good in that suit. Huh. No, need cameo from the zombie. Hildibrand will return? Yes, yes he will. So concludes the Hildibrand chapter of Ishgard, of Heavensward. Yeah, that was pretty good. I'll admit it started out pretty weak, but those final 2 videos in the series, yeah, it came through. That was pretty damn satisfying if I do say so myself, so actually, let's see, where would it be? BB. No, it's Gigi, of course. There he is. The secret to the lost art of temporal magic is believed to be buried deep within this ancient automaton created by the legendary Charlayan Archmagus Quan. Vitality levels are dangerously low due to a power drainage necessary to save the lives of his companions. Let's summon him out. Hello? There he is. Yeah. Hey, little man. Let's have a little sit. So yeah, another chapter down, 3 more to go, and that final chapter has just begun recently in the last few weeks, so there's only 1 installment of the most recent chapter to go, so all things considered, we're just about halfway done with this Let's Play by now. That's pretty neat feeling, and well, I'm really looking forward to the next chapter because, yes, Hildibrand is going to the east. There are a few factors about that tale that I do remember pretty strongly, and I know it is going to be a great time. It's gonna be when Hildibrand as a questline really comes into its own, I think. I remember it very fondly. So, hope you're looking forward to that. Yeah, it's the second to last chapter, after the Far East chapter that we're about to begin. That one, I'll have to come right out the gate swinging with some heavy spoilers for later expansions, so I'll be sure to make things very clear about the spoiler warnings later on, but yeah, I do believe that, to the best of my memory, there's not really any extraneous information that needs to be known about the next setting we go to. We should be able to hop right in, really. Yeah, that was pretty good all around.
The Grand Sirs, a very funny group, I gotta say. Freaking Pigsney, man. Anyway, I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been another chapter of the Hildibrand adventures. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.